Hey guys, so I'm not sure how everyone's doing on the homework that was assigned during the break we were in. So I thought it'd be a little bit of a good idea if I do like a video walkthrough a couple of the lessons here. I'm doing this outside because it is a beautiful day, this lovely Wednesday, the 8th of April. So just go ahead and have you guys give a brief walkthrough between our section on reflections in the coordinate grid. Now, first off, at the top, we do have a couple of vocab terms. Image, which is the reflection of an object. That's the object we're given at the start of every problem in this section. And the line of reflection, the line that is halfway between an object and its reflected image, our first vocab term. So I like to think of line of reflection as a mirror, meaning if you were to lay out an object and a mirror, and then take a look at its reflection, we would have the object laid out on one side, the mirror in the middle, and its reflected image shown on the other side. Kind of like this picture I have right here. So let's go ahead and just say that this object we have to start with is triangle ABC. Over here we have its reflected image, which is called triangle ABC prime. That's what these little apostrophes next to the letter of each of this point is. When we have a reflection image, then we have the same names of each point carried over, but that reflected image gets an apostrophe, meaning we know that the shape is a point containing reflected points. And right here in the middle is the line of reflection, aka the mirror. So if we look right here, from each of the point here has a distance from the line of reflection or the mirror. A is 6 units away from the mirror, B is 4 units away, and C is 4 units away. So now if we look to the other side, look at its reflected image, A prime is also 6 units away from the reflected mirror on its other side. Meanwhile, B is also 4 units away, and C prime is also 4 units away. So the reflected image from an object, the points are the same distance away from the line of reflection. So when we make a reflection on a graph or an image, we first have to establish where our line of reflection is, what object is going to be the mirror. And this is usually a line or one of the axes on a coordinate grid, like either the x-axis, the y-axis, or often enough, it can also be a horizontal line or a vertical line. So we'll go more over that into the next page. Give me one sec. We'll flip this over. Whoop, I'll get that paper later. It's a little windy out here. That's the only thing I don't like about going outside through this, but it's such a beautiful day, I couldn't resist. All right, so here's an example problem. The point 3, 2, that's the red unit right here, that's gonna be our object, what we start with. It is reflected over the x-axis. Remember, x-axis is the horizontal starting axis on a coordinate grid, if you remember from our activities in class. And it has its image at point 3, -2. That's the blue point right here. So its image is going to be the reflection of our starting point. So here we have 3, 2. The line of reflection is this green line, the x-axis, and the blue point is going to be the reflected image resulting. So if we were to count the distance from red point to the line of reflection, it'd be 2 units away, or we go 2 units down, and then we have reached the line of reflection. After that, we go the same number of units down, which is 2, and then we have the basis for our image reflection, which is 3, -2. Remember, horizontal, then vertical. The first point tells us where we go horizontally, left or right. If it's positive number, we go to the right. If it's negative, we go to the left. Same thing with the second digit, except instead of going left or right, we go up if it's positive or down if it's negative. So remember that. And here's another reminder here. When it comes to line equations, y equals any singular number is going to be the formula for writing a horizontal line. So for instance, y equals +1, that's going to be a horizontal line crossing the +1 on the y-axis. X equals any number is going to be the formula for a vertical line. So x equals, let's say, -2. Here's -2 on the x-axis, so that's going to be a vertical line going up and down through the -2. All right, so let's look at one of these problems using a line equation. Here we have our object, which is quadrilateral ABCD. What we have here are the coordinates of each of the points right here. So A is 3, 2, B 5, 6, 5, 6. C is 6, 2, 6, 2. And then D is 5, -2. 5, -2. And then here what we also have is the line of reflection being x equals 2. Now because it starts off with an x, it has a number there, this is going to be the line equation for a vertical line. So first thing we do is go to the x-axis, and then we find the number, which was 2, and then we just draw a vertical line. There's our line of reflection, aka the mirror. Now, what we do is we count the distance from each point to the line of reflection. So let's start at A. A is at 3 and the line of reflection is at 2. So if we move 1 unit, we are at the mirror. Now let's look at D here. I'm just going to go around. D is at 5. So 4, 3, 2. We have arrived. How many steps was that? 1, 2, 3. So D is 3 units away from the mirror. C is at 6. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. C is 4 units away from the mirror. And lastly, B, which is on 5. 1, 2, 3. It is 3 units away. Now that we have the digits for how far away each of the points from our red object are to the mirror, we take that same distance from each point and move it over to our reflected image. So A from the mirror was 1, so we start the mirror and go 1 in the opposite direction, and then we have the distance placement for A's reflected point, which was A prime. Then we do the same for the others. D was 3 units away, so we go 3 units the opposite direction. We got D prime. C was 4 units away from the mirror, so then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the opposite direction to get C prime. And then lastly, we have B, which is 1, 2, 3 units away from this side to here. So let's go 3 on the opposite side of the line of reflection. 1, 2, 3, and there's our placement for B prime. So reflection over the coordinate grid is really easy. All you have to know is what's the object you start with, where's the line of reflection given, and then use the distance of each point away from the line of reflection to flip over to the opposite side and make your reflected image. I would recommend that you watch this on your own while following the notes. These are provided to you on the Google Classroom, so you guys should be able to print them out or at least hold them up on your phone, computer, whatever you're using to access the sites, and use them to help you guys out. I hope this has helped a little bit. Also, a reminder that we have a reflections worksheet or 2 for you guys to work on to practice. So if you have any questions with that, shoot me a message and we'll see what we can do. Hope this helps. Thank you.